Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. Take a bow for what is the most similar player the world has seen to Leo Messi in the history of this game. Call me crazy, but the way he moves, the way he drives the ball, the way he shoots from outside the box, Paulo Dybala is the closest player to Lionel Messi the world of football has ever seen. I might be exaggerating there, but I'm extremely hyped. This is the problem when we win a game. I overhype myself way too much. But Paulo Dybala, what a player you are. He was not living a good moment. I have to be honest with you. And in these recent months, I'll be honest, I had those moments where I criticized him. But yesterday, he just showed every single person who questioned him how good he is and how big of a difference he can make. And I'm, you know what? Please don't tell me I'm the only one. But I am really loving Roma right now. It's been quite a while since I remember a time where I was loving this much. You know, I am in love with the way. Yes, okay. We're not playing 100% amazing football because we still make a lot of mistakes. But the fact that we're keeping on grinding results, the fact that we just beat Feyenoord, I'm loving life right now. I'm loving life on a fan point of view and also on a content creator point of view. I hope everybody's enjoying the videos. It's been like 3 weeks straight that I've been filming, editing, studying vlogs. So I hope everybody is enjoying them. I'll be sitting the Monza game out because I need a little bit of rest. I was planning to go, but it's a faraway game. We'll be back at the stadium next Thursday with a massive game against Brighton's... De Zerbi's Brighton, not Brighton's De Zerbi. But yeah, let's get into this. Match reaction. What does everybody feel? How does everybody feel? What is your word to describe Paulo Dybala 24 hours after yesterday's game? I mean, one word to describe that performance yesterday. I want one word from everybody in the live chat describing Paulo Dybala's performance yesterday. Like Target, I'm gonna set a fun one today. Me and my sister actually decided to watch all the Disney movies back again, and we're starting tonight with the 101 Dalmatians. So, like Target today, 101. Let's do it, and let's get into this. I don't even need to prepare a poll for the man of the match because it's not even questionable. Game. Other 3 points. We add 3 points to our bucket. We add 3 points to our top 4 race. We add 3 points onto a league table, which looks very competitive, which looks very close. And which were fundamental because Bologna, Atalanta, these are all teams which right now, at time of speaking, as I said in previous streams, I think they have that little step that it's very hard for them to lose points. I hope that from now until the end of the season, they will have their off moments, just like we will have our off moments, and that we can capitalize. But 3 points yesterday were fundamental on putting pressure on them. Because yes, we are still 4 points from Bologna. We are still 1 point from Atalanta with 1 game in hand. Atalanta have got 1 game in hand. They're going to play tomorrow against Inter. Not an easy game, but I expect an Inter team full of rotations. So maybe Atalanta can steal something. Everything is very doable. It's that stage of the season where everything looks so close that slipping up, losing some points could lead to just you slowing the rhythm down, and it's never good. We need to keep the rhythm going. We need to keep the pressure on Atalanta and Bologna, and we need to start forming a distance between Napoli, Fiorentina, and Lazio. These are the teams we've got to start forming a gap, and we need to start looking on to preparing that assault on Atalanta and Fiorentina. But look, yesterday's game, I think the first thing to say is, look, I like to be honest. I like to be real. You know, I'm seeing a lot of I'm seeing a lot of comments on social media seeing and describing Roma's game as spectacular. And I think that's wrong. I think that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic because our game is not spectacular. Our game is different. Our game is De Rossi is bringing new philosophies to our game, and you can tell this. You can see this with your own eyes. You can also see this from the stats. The fact that we're scoring, that under De Rossi we have scored 2 goals in every single league game, at least 2 goals in every single league game. You can see this. You can see how the players play. You can see how the confidence is rising. Yes, De Rossi is bringing new ideas. De Rossi is starting to bring a new identity to this football club. But to say that Roma yesterday or in general is playing spectacular football, it's very unrealistic because we still do make a lot of mistakes and we are in that stage of transition. We are transitioning from a defensive style to an offensive style. It takes time. It takes time, and De Rossi cannot do this in 40 days. He is not a magician. De Rossi needs time. Let's not forget that managers normally have summer preseasons. They've got 2 months of summer preseasons to implant their ideas. The fact that De Rossi has come in 40 days ago, out of nowhere, the same day Mourinho got sacked, and the only game that he's lost in both Europa League and League games is the Inter games. Not only am I very honoured to have him on my bench, but I'm also very, very surprised and very enthusiastic because it means that the players are starting to understand his ideas. But to say that Roma's game is spectacular and that yesterday's game is something that us Roma fans have never seen is ridiculous because yeah, I mean, you see, you can tell that this is as a transition, kind of continuing on what I was saying before. Transition from defense to offense, transition from a style of game based on a defense and a style of game based on goals, scoring goals, and attack, maybe conceding a bit more. That is the direction, and that is what the players are starting to release. Let me be less concentrated on the defense and let me score more goals. Because De Rossi's ideology is very similar to Luis Enrique's or Spalletti or in modern day football De Zerbi, speaking and taking the theme back to Brighton, which we'll be facing in a few days. The philosophy of these managers is, I don't care if we concede a goal, as long as we score 1 goal more than our opponents. That's good. That's what I want, because that's a win. Mourinho was very different because Mourinho was, as long as I don't concede, the goal will eventually come. As long as I don't concede, as long as I keep a clean sheet, as long as I win 1-0, I'll be very fine. De Rossi is saying, as long as I win 3-2, 4-3, as long as I score 1 goal more than our opponents, I'm good. That's fine. That's completely different poles. That's like going from the South Pole to the North Pole in 40 days. Impossible task. Impossible task. So why is this period a period of transition? This period is a period of transition because those first 30 minutes, one thing, one concept. The Roma players on that pitch yesterday based their first 40 minutes before we won that penalty and Dybala scored that goal. The first 30 minutes of yesterday's game, it was us trying to construct from the goalkeeper, trying to build from the defense, losing balls because we're not used to it. We still need to learn how to do it. We're still in the middle of transitioning from clearing the ball away and now constructing from the defense. It's not easy, lads. It's not easy. So we can't be surprised if we make these mistakes. 1 month ago, Mancini was told kick the ball long to Lukaku. 40 days later, Mancini is being told construct from the goalkeeper, stay in defense, move around, construct, advance, run. That's different. We can't expect these players to know how to do that in the space of a month. And that's what I'm saying. The fact that we've won every single game apart from that Inter game, including the final game, is very surprising because it means that the players are understanding more rapidly than usual, what De Rossi wants and what De Rossi is bringing to these training sessions and thus to these games. So that was the first 30 minutes. The game was us trying to build from the back, not being able to, losing the ball and restarting again. Then Christensen hits that post. I have no idea how you hit a post from there. I mean, let's be honest. I think everybody in this stream would have scored that goal. It was right in front of me. I don't know how he messed the shot up. I don't know how he hit the post from that position, but he missed the chance. Then Azmoun wins the penalty. Dybala scores. And now let's speak about Dybala because oh yeah, just before we speak about Dybala and other players, Torino. Look, the fact that we've scored 3 goals against a team which before yesterday's game was the 3rd best defense in the league, in my opinion, is another statistics of level. It's interesting. It's very interesting. The fact that Roma has got the 3rd best attack in the league after Inter and Milan combined with Atalanta is incredible. So that goal, Zvelar could have done a bit more. Not because I don't expect him to save that, but maybe should have done a bit more just because the ball was very slow. It was moving very slow. It was very precise. You know, Zapata managed to put it managed to get a great precision out of it. But the ball was very slow. So maybe Zvelar could have gotten that, but it's not his fault. And then the second goal that we conceded, that's just unlucky. I mean, I haven't rewatched the goal, but it was right in front of me. Huijsen on goal. You know, it's being in the wrong place in a wrong moment, and that's literally an impact of. It's literally 1 millisecond of a football game. It happens, but again, we need to learn how to kill these games before. That's a quote from De Rossi's post-match interview yesterday. We need to learn how to kill these games earlier, because if you face a better team, then the chances that you gave Torino yesterday, they will bury, and we've seen this with Inter Milan. Now, our performance. I need to start with Paulo Dybala. Dybala yesterday has shown us that he can win games single-handedly. Yesterday, Dybala has shown us that he is a world-class player when he wants to be a world-class player. You know, yesterday, Paulo Dybala has shown every single Roma fan and every single football fan out there with his technique that when he wants to, he can be top 15 players in the world. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Call me crazy, but when Dybala hits his day and plays like he did yesterday, Dybala's top 15 players in the world. And why is this? This is because in 90 minutes, he has shown a lot of very different qualities. Number 1, being cold on penalties. Dybala is, I read this stat today on Twitter, is the player who scored the most penalties in the Serie A after Diego Armando Maradona. Now, people might go, well, it's a penalty. Penalty is a penalty. I'm not going to be here analyzing a penalty, obviously. But the fact that he scores every single penalty he takes, you need cold reactions when you take penalties. You need to know what to do. And that's number 1. Having that instinct, that cold instinct. Number 2, he's shown precision. He's shown precision with the stops, with the passes, with that second goal that he scored, shooting from outside the box. And number 3, what has he shown is movement. Movement, precision, cold instinct. Add those 3 together, that's what a world-class player brings to you. First hat-trick with Roma. Very good hat-trick. World-class hat-trick. What was I say? By the way, what did I say in this previous month? Why is Dybala not shooting from outside the box anymore? It was I mean, the last time Dybala scored such a goal, it was last season. This season, he can be easily called a penalty merchant if it wasn't for that 2 goals that he scored yesterday. Why is it that this season he's not shooting from outside the box? He has got the precision to shoot from outside the box. He's the best shooter in this league. All of a sudden yesterday, he's back shooting from outside the box and he scores. It's not a surprise. He's good at it. He needs to shoot from it. I know that he's scared. I know that he's. It can be said that he's got this fear of getting injured and tearing his muscle, and therefore he's limiting the shots from outside the box. But he needs to do it because he's incredible when he does it. And that's it. So yeah, I mean, my question to everybody is: I did put this question on the fan forum yesterday. Is Dybala the best player in the league? I don't think he's the best player in the league, because if he was the best player in the league, then he'd be more consistent. I still think that Dybala in a team like Roma is great at solving these little mid games. Dybala can at Roma can win a game against Torino, Verona, Salernitana single handedly. But whenever we face a bigger team, Dybala does limit his chances, and he's a bit of a ghost. But with that being said, Dybala can easily be the best player in the league. I just don't think he is. I think the best player in the league has to. You got to give it to Lautaro Martinez this season. He's playing phenomenally, scoring goals for fun. That the team around him definitely helps him. But yeah, I mean, other performances I loved Mancini yesterday. I think he's looking more and more solid. Another big characteristic of De Rossi is defenders getting the ball and running into the space. I've seen Smalling do it a lot. I've seen Mancini do it a lot yesterday. Getting the ball, running forward, or with or without the ball, just running forward, occupying the spaces, having a net flow of players and the ball moving around. So yeah, that was good. Cristantes, it's been a few games that he's not been that good. He needs to get that rhythm back. Paredes is certainly better than Cristante at time of speaking. Azmoun, generous performance. He was everywhere. He won the penalty, got subbed off after 45 minutes. And then the other player which really does not convince me is Christensen. Because, and I'm not just saying this because he missed that sitter, but, every time Torino attacked on Christensen's side, Christensen did not know what to do. Our right fullbacks this season are very weak. Christensen, Korsdorp and Celik are all very, very similar to each other in terms of quality that they bring. I think none of the three really does stand out. We got to stick with the three. Look, the one thing that I will give Christensen is the desire to play. Something which Korsdorp sometimes really does not have. Korsdorp looks dead 3 games out of 4. Christensen at least gives that spirit. But yeah, he's not a massive player. So that's the performance. The last thing which I would do want to focus is on is this switch of formation. When I looked at the lineup, I was like, oh my god, 3-5-2 again. Please not. Please not. Please not. And look, I think we played with a 3-5-2 and therefore the same formation as Mourinho utilized because of Torino. I don't think it's a permanent switch. I don't think it's us moving back to that formation. I think it's us having studied how Torino play and using that formation to try and win the game against a very physical attack. Zapata, Sanabria, Torino were a team which served their strikers with crosses, so you need physical defenders when you do that. And having Smalling, having Ndika and having Mancini all together puts those heights in the box. It limits the crosses. So I think it was well studied in a sense that it was used in a good way. I don't want to see it anymore because I think the 3-5-2 formation limits the way this team wants to play. And I think yesterday's game, out of all the games De Rossi played, in terms of quality of the team, in terms of the way we played, it was probably the weakest. And I don't think it's a surprise, the fact that it was a 3-5-2. I think whenever we play the 3-5-2, the players get blocked. The players don't know what to do because it limits a lot of creativity. But it was done to stop Torino, and it was efficiently done to stop Torino. So I'm not complaining, but I don't want to see it again because 3-5-2 limits the way that Rossi wants to play. If it was Mourinho, then the 3-5-2 would have been perfect, and it's the reason why Mourinho himself kept having it and choosing it. But with De Rossi, having understood what De Rossi wants, the 3-5-2 is the most wrongest formation that we could use for De Rossi's way of play. If it was the best for Mourinho, it's definitely one of the worst for De Rossi. De Rossi needs to play with wingers. De Rossi needs space. De Rossi needs movements. And the only way you favor your attackers is with wingers, if that's the way you want to play. Because let's be honest, if we didn't have Dybala yesterday, we would have not won that game. That's the problem with the 3-5-2. The 3-5-2 is a formation which depends on one single player. The other formations don't, because it gives more freedom to a lot of players. So yeah, it's a formation which I'm glad we used yesterday because it was done deliberately to stop Torino's attackers, but I don't want to see it again. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's my match reaction. It was great to have Smalling back. I was expecting more boos, to be honest with you. I was expecting more boos, but yeah, he didn't get that booed. He got booed in the first touches he made, but not by a little group, not by the entire stadium. I think Smalling played good yesterday. Not many mistakes. Yes, he still is far away from perfect, but he's bringing that security back to our defense. So that was definitely good. It was also good to see Renato Sanchez the last 10 minutes. Did not play well at all, but look, he's back going. Renato is back. Right, let's read some comments. Simon, what's your favorite fruit? That's a tough one. Favorite fruit, probably, it has to be strawberries. When strawberries are good, they're unbelievable. So yeah, I'd have to go with strawberries. Dybala was amazing. What's your thoughts about Azmoun's performance? Not bad. He can give more, but he's very similar to Belotti on what he gives, in a sense that he is everywhere on the pitch, and he does the work that doesn't look appreciated, but it is. Winning the penalty, you need to give credit to him. Winning the fouls, assisting Christensen before he bottled that chance. That's all things that fans don't look at, but then when you analyze stuff, you gotta analyze them. Magical, says Jose. With yesterday's 3-5-2, I felt like watching Mourinho again. We're lucky Dybala was phenomenal. Fully agree. Roma played terribly. The only reason we got 3 points was because of Paulo, says La Joya. La cumbia de La Joya, amo la Argentina de Paulo Dybala. En Argentina nací, tierra de Diego Lionel. Shout out to all you Argentinians out there. Paulo Dybala es un crack de la Argentina. Dybala finally doing what he's signed to do. I believe Huijsen's goal versus Frosinone ignited his fighting spirit. Hope to see more of him. I think yesterday we played 5-3-2 because the Spy got some crucial info about the actual formation. So DDR thought of using 5-3-2, which will catch Torino off guard, and our players are used to that. We suffered their intensity in the first half, but the second half was good. The more we moved it faster, defenders were also low involved in the attacking phase. I agree. Is Dybala the best centre forward in the world? No. But when he wants to, he's a very good player. You can't blame De Rossi 3-5-2 choice. Why would you bench Mancini, who is the key for the team, Smalling, who was phenomenal for the last few years, or Ndika, who was potentially our best signing? Yeah, okay, but with the way De Rossi wants to play, the 3-5-2 would be criminal. Because this is what De Rossi has said to us. It's not me saying this. De Rossi has said that he wants to exploit wingers. And exploiting wingers and playing with a back three are two completely opposite things. So I'm happy we did it yesterday, but that needs to be it. Because if we want to play with a 3-5-2, then we're going to forget about creating chances over chances over chances. And we saw it yesterday, because if it wasn't for Dybala, we would have not won yesterday's game. Simo, will you go to Euros 2024 to watch Italy? I don't think so, mate, because I have a few things booked for this summer in terms of holidays with some friends, some volunteer work. I will speak about that in a bit, but I signed up for this 2-week volunteer assistant football coach for underprivileged kids in Bilbao in Spain. So I am studying some content to bring, obviously with the permission from that association. But yeah, I think summer is also a time to end of school, end of the season, time to give back. So I will be doing this 2-week volunteer football assistant coach in Bilbao, Spain, in the Basque region of Spain. with other people, for an underprivileged community of Bilbao. So that's gonna be great. If I can film, I'm gonna bring a lot of content because that's what people want to see, especially in the summer period. That's what I love. I love to give back. It's part of me, but should be part of everybody, I think, and especially in a period of time where school is done, season is done. It's a great time to do it. But yeah, I do have a few things, and then obviously holidays with my families, but that's gonna come in August. We should get Champions League then by Frimpong. But Frimpong would be amazing, but he's never gonna come to us. It was necessary because neither Smalling nor Ndika are used to our back four. It's definitely once a while formation, otherwise we wouldn't have by. Yeah, I agree. Mitoma is apparently ruled out for the game against us, says Nabil. Yeah, I read that. But Brighton are dangerous either way. I can't wait to go live for the match preview for the Brighton game because I can't wait to analyse Brighton because they are such an interesting team to analyse. The players, the way did Zerbi plays, it's just incredible to analyse. So stay tuned. Next Tuesday, match preview for Brighton. With Saudi owners, Mitoma and Frimpong can join us. I forgot how crucial Smalling is. He was so good. I can only imagine what would have happened if he wasn't injured for this season. Jose didn't trust our defenders with a back four. Good point. Feel like Dybala's had a new lease of life under DDR. Frimpong is the dream, but we got to be realistic that he isn't coming. Simo, if possible, can we have a small discussion about Spinazzola? Players are getting better under De Rossi, but I still think Angelino should start. By the way, this isn't Spina hate. I think it's tough. I think they're very similar to each other. Angelino's more precise and he runs more. But when Spinazzola wants to cut in the box, I think he's better. Spinazzola is better at driving the ball into the box. Angelino's better at crossing the ball in the box. Who is your favorite all-time player? Says Diffuse Lui. Totti. Totti all-time. Modern days, I was a big fan of Kante. Modern day, I'm a big fan of Bellingham. I'm a big fan of Vini. I'm a big fan of Dybala. All time, Totti. Yeah. I've been to Bilbao, beautiful city. Do you think we might get Mbappe? Yeah, absolutely. He's coming tomorrow. Who would be your ideal manager for next season? Daniele De Rossi. That's the only right answer, the 27th of February 2024. I mean, maybe you want somebody else, but I want De Rossi. I can't emphasize how surprised and just... I was not expecting this. I am so surprised at what De Rossi is doing. Yes, he hasn't had the most difficult games. They will come, especially on Saturday. Monza away is a very delicate game. We'll speak about the game, but I would kind of say I'm flabbergasted, but I'm very surprised. I was not expecting us to win the majority of these games. There was something that DDR put in Dybala's mentality that is going to make him a beast. I mean, DDR put a lot of mentality in a lot of these players. Zvelar, Spinazzola, Pellegrini, Zalewski, Dybala. The players which look lost, and you can tell that they miss Jose a bit, are Lukaku and Rui Patricio. The other players, I mean, nobody will ever change my opinion that the majority of the squad went against Mourinho and got him sacked. That's my theory. That cannot be your theory. I'm not. You can believe whatever you want to believe. But my theory is that there was a mutiny. The team looks revitalized, and it's not a coincidence because these are all games that under Jose we didn't win. Under Torino, against Torino we drew. Against Verona we lost. Against Salernitana we drew. Against Genoa we lost. These are all games that right now we're winning. Is it a coincidence? Maybe it is, because coincidence is a big part of life. But I see a completely revitalized team. Even though De Rossi is playing a very intelligent mind game with Lukaku, because he knows that he's not living a good moment, and he is putting so much attention on him. De Rossi is good when it comes to relationship with the players. that hug after the final game with Lukaku is significant. I think Lukaku and De Rossi do like each other, but in terms of the way De Rossi wants to play, I think Lukaku favored with Mourinho more than De Rossi. I see us beating Brighton. I believe we can beat Brighton. I believe we can beat Brighton as well. I don't know where all the fear is coming from. But yeah, bring it on. But we've got Monza first. Will Dybala leave this summer? I don't know. Very early. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Right now. That's something that will happen this summer if it does happen. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed it today. As always, as I said at the start, 101 is the like target today. Because yeah, me and my sister set this Disney challenge. We want to watch all the Disney games, Disney films again. And the first one we've decided to watch is it together, sis bromance. Is the 101 Dalmatians. So 101 is the like target for today's stream. Tomorrow I will catch you with some more news regarding the Roma environment, and then on Thursday we'll start thinking about a very delicate game on Saturday against Monza. I cannot wait for it. I'm loving life lately. I am. Right. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. I've enjoyed the interactions and the support as always. Let me just read it. 2 more comments. Noels Villar was very good apart from the first goal, which is also controversial. DDR attitude is so on point. He acts like he's still the captain on the pitch, hyping these boys up and motivating them by example. DDR is vain. DDR's vain is what me as an 8-year-old and me as an 18-year-old has always asked for. That vein popping up whenever he celebrates, that is what you call Romanism. Talk to you soon. Good night. Simo out. Enjoy your dinner and enjoy your strawberries.